Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to teach you exactly how you can make this Stargazer lily. And this is a part of the series where I'm recreating flowers that you guys suggested for me for the giveaway canvas. So look at that. If you want to learn how to make this, keep watching. So first we are starting off with a titanium white from Gaffrey Art Materials, and then we are using a Liquitex pink in neon pink, and we are using a magenta from Liquitex as well. And then I'm just going to give it a good mix with my palette knife, and once I have a very nice shade of pink and it's mixed all together, we are going to start forming the petals of this Stargazer lily. And you can see in the reference photo what shape the petals are, and that's why I chose a palette knife like this. And we're creating longer strokes to create longer petals. In the other video where I showed you guys how to make Stargazer lilies, I was using a much larger palette knife, but at this point my household goods had not arrived here in Japan yet, so I am using what I had with me, and that is creating a smaller Stargazer lily, but it's still really nice. So you can see the palette knife that I'm using has a very sharp tip, and that is a very good shape to create petals that have a very nice tip at the end. In addition to using a palette knife with this shape, I'm also very careful about how I pick up the paint. So I kind of roll it onto the back of that knife. You can see sometimes it takes a couple tries to get it right. And once you have that little tip at the end, that's going to create a very nice petal tip. This wheat tray that I am laying the petals onto is also from Gaffrey Art Materials. You can peel off of these, which is really cool because sometimes this paint likes to stick to things. And normally I use either parchment paper or acetate, and then I'll just peel the paint off of it once it dries. But I really like these wheat trays as well. They are super fun. And then here you can see what they look like, and then I'm just gonna let them dry. I think I let them dry for about 2 days. And then here I've just got a little bonus footage for you. Because I use this piping nail so frequently, there are so many different colors that have layered on top of it, and every now and then I like to peel it off, and it's just so much fun. Now we can start again. So I cut myself a large piece of acetate. And then I began marking where I was going to make some cuts. And then I began shaping that acetate so that it would be a very good shape to pipe the lily into, or to place the lily into. I'm using a method that when you're sewing in the sewing community, you refer to this as darts. And it's basically when you have to make something flat fit a curve. And so you create darts and it gives you a different shape like this. Now my Gaffrey paints always dry at the end, and I didn't have my clips with me to close the ends of the bags. So you can see before I even start piping, every time I have to make sure that all of those clogs are out, because I can't just mix them in with the rest of the paint. And then we're just gonna mix up another batch of paint that matches the original color. And we're gonna place it in a piping bag. Now, a question I get a lot is, how do I attach the dry flowers to the canvas? And I just use wet paint. So you can see, of course, that I'm going to use the same color of wet paint as I'm using for the petals. And then I piped it into the base of my mold. We're going to call it a mold. And then I will place the petals into the wet paint, and that will form my flower. Then I trimmed each of my petals so that they would be roughly the same size, because when I placed them with the palette knife, they just weren't quite equal in length. So I'm trying to create a little bit more symmetry. So then I smoothed the wet paint outwards a little bit so that the center of the flower would be pretty clear of wet paint. And then I began placing my petals. And when they were a little bit transparent in the middle, because the paint was so thin, I just folded them over a little bit and let them stick to themselves before I put it in the wet paint. So I began first with a set of 3 that were going to be the back petals, and then I created another 3 on top. This Stargazer lily is going to be a part of the flowers that are going to be added to the giveaway canvas. And this canvas is one of 3. And this specific one will be rainbow colored. And I'm so excited because I've got so many beautiful flowers to make and add to this canvas. I am working also on a blue and purple themed canvas right now. Like I said, we're giving away 3. So I'm going to do 1 at a time and give them away when they are full. So if you have a favorite flower that you would like for me to pipe and teach you how to make, please drop it down below in the comments and get excited for the giveaway canvas. They're going to be 12 by 12, and I'm calling them community gardens because of the community suggestions, and I'm really excited about it. And then I piped some white Gaffrey paint and some magenta Liquitex paint. And I am going to use these paints to shade the lily. So you can see why I used that mold to shape the flower so that it's a lot more 3-dimensional rather than flat. And I'm just really pleased with how it turned out. It was such a good idea. And then I grabbed a liner brush and I added lots of little dots. And I think that's what really makes this lily pop. Because wow, look at those colors. Super gorgeous. And then I piped some stamens, and I made a bunch of different ones so that I could choose the skinniest ones when they were dry. I also cut them so they would be the same size. Then I added more wet paint to the center, and I used a pair of tweezers to add these tiny, tiny little stamens. And I basically just followed the reference photo for how to place them. And then I used a small tip and some yellow paint to create little, oh gosh, I don't even know what to call them, at the tip of the stamens where it's yellow. And yeah, that just really brings this lily all the way to life. Look how cool that looks. So I hope you guys love this video. Please like this video. Please subscribe to my channel and drop down in the comments and tell me what's your favorite flower, and I'll make it for the canvas. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye, you guys.